So today we'll be discussing the third type of natural family method, which is the mucus secretion kind of method. Hello there, my name is Chine Obi. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing the mucus kind of or mucus secretion kind of natural family planning method. This is actually a form of contraceptive whereby you as a woman, you consciously know your body, you know your body in total. There are different secretions that happens or comes out from a woman, but it could be pathologic, it could be physiologic, but today we're actually discussing about the pathologic form of secretions from the body. Usually after your menses, there is a dry day, or there are dry days whereby the tip of the vagina is actually dry and free from any secretions. But as the days goes by, you find out that it becomes wet and with secretion. The first kind of secretion is usually cloudy or cheesy like smear. It looks like a smear, and as day progresses it moves on to a sticky kind of mucus which feels like a catarrh, sticky and stretchy. It stretches for a long time. Afterwards it moves over to the very slimy one, which is also like just the mucus from the nose, not the thick mucoid kind of catarrh mucus we have secretion from the nose, but it's slimy and very light and breaks at stretch. So these are the different forms of mucus and secretions that comes out from the woman. Some months they might not actually follow this sequence. Some months the sequence might change, and some other months it might actually be this sequence. But the thing to note is that you must be very particular about checking the tip of your vagina at every point in time. When you urinate, when you are at home, whatever time, you must clean from front to back and check the kind of mucus you have there. That way you are able to note when you're ovulating or not. And usually with this mucus, at that day where you have the most slimy one, which is light and not so stretchy, that day is usually the ovulation day, and especially when it is the last day. The last day where you do not see any of that kind of slimy, less stretchy mucus, it's termed the ovulation day. And usually after this day you live about 3 days before you go over to having sexual escapades or intercourse with your partner. And one thing also to note, within these days of secretions the woman is already fertile, but the only thing there is that the level of fertility, it varies. At the day whereby it is cloudy and cheesy, like fertility range of that woman is actually not so high compared to the day that is very slimy and but less stretchy. So each mucus indicates different levels of fertility in a woman. So it is highest at that day when the mucus is less stretchy and very slimy. And usually after that day, if you do not see any of the secretion again, so it is evident, or it is assumed that that day was your last day of secreting, and also termed your ovulation day. And another thing to note is that ovulation occurs at least between 24 to 48 hours in a woman. So it could be between 24, mind you, anything between 24 hours, it could be 8 hours, 12 in a particular woman, and it could be also over 24 hours in the next woman too. But it happens within these days. And sperm actually can stay in a healthy sperm can last for at least 4 to 5 days for a healthy sperm. So when this occurs, you find out that anything before, if you have sexual intercourse, anything 4 days before those fertile days or 4 days after, you might get pregnant, especially if it's from a healthy sperm. That is why it is advised that you stay off on those days when you start seeing the mucus. You give days to stay off from that day, and even afterwards you give some days to allow the body go through every form of ovulation, just in case the ovulation delays and all that. And one more thing is that while you are going through the different forms of natural family method, it is actually encouraged that both spouses are actually in agreement, in unison, in support of each other so that this can actually go well. Just the woman might not or would not be able to carry out this on her own. So you need to support her, you need to encourage her, you need to be in this together, know your charts together, so that on those days whereby she's unsafe, you can actually stay off, or go ahead with the cuddling, the smooshing, the kissing and every other form of intimacy, but not the penetration part of sexual intercourse. And another thing is that just in case you feel you can't abstain on these days and you're on your unsafe days or dangerous days, please ensure to use a plan B kind of contraceptive, either using a condom, either using the emergency pill. These we are actually going to talk further in other series, but please ensure that both partners are actually in agreement in order to have this work. And especially for women who are on the big side, who may not want to go through hormonal contraceptive, your partner needs to be in support of this so that this will be easy for you and you'll be able to carry out this effortlessly. Because just on the part of the woman, it may not be enough to carry out this form of contraceptive, because on those days whereby she's unsafe and the man wants a sexual intercourse, what happens? So that is why we ensure that couples are in support of each other and do this for each other so as to get the best results there is. So I hope you got value from this video. Do ensure to hit on the subscribe button and subscribe if you've not done so up till now. So thank you very much for sticking around. Remember to always stay healthy and create your happy place. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.